name is Nathan Taylor, otherwise known as Sockmatician, and this is a video to accompany the Sockmatician's double knitted brioche ebook. This particular video shows how to transition vertically from double knitted brioche into reverse stocking stitch double knitting. It's really simple. One is assuming that you have completed a pair of double knitted brioche stitches and you're going to start working into these. We need to separate the strands of the stitch and its yarn over and work one pair of reverse stocking stitch double knitted stitches into those two strands, and then we'll do the same separating these next two as well, the stitch and the yarn over, and turning these two stitches into a pair of stitches and a pair of stitches, all in reverse stocking stitch double knitting. It's very simple. So we're going to begin with our knit coloured yarn at the back of the work and our pearl coloured yarn at the front, because we've just finished a standard pair of double knitted brioche stitches. And all I need to do is to separate these. I'm going to slip the first stitch with its yarn over knitwise from the left needle to the right. Then I'm going to slip the yarn over on its own, also knitwise, from the right needle to the left, and then the stitch on its own knitwise from the right needle to the left, and that has separated the two, and I can now work a pair of reverse stocking stitch double knitted stitches into those. I'm going to assume that we want to have the knit coloured yarn creating the stitches on the front of the fabric and the pearl coloured yarn creating the stitches on the back, so we need to switch the positions of these two yarns, and to do that we bring the knit coloured yarn to the front, coming between the two needles, and we take the pearl coloured yarn to the back, also between the two needles. Then I can simply purl the first stitch with my knit coloured yarn and knit the second strand with my pearl coloured yarn. It really is that simple. Now the second part of that, we need to turn the pearl stitch and its yarn over into another pair of separate strands to work into. So we're going to slip that stitch and yarn over combination together and knitwise from the left needle to the right. Bring the yarn over there so that I can access the stitch behind it to slip that knitwise from the right needle to the left, and then the yarn over also from the right needle to the left. The yarns are already in the correct positions, so I can then purl with the knit coloured yarn into the yarn over and knit with the pearl coloured yarn also, or actually into the stitch. Let me show you that one more time. So I'm going to separate these two by slipping the stitch and its yarn over knitwise from the left needle to the right, slipping the yarn over knitwise from the right needle to the left, and the stitch knitwise from the right needle to the left, purling into the stitch with the knit coloured yarn and knitting into the yarn over with the pearl coloured yarn. And then to complete the pair I separate these two strands as well, slipping them together knitwise from the left needle to the right, slip the stitch first this time, knitwise from the right needle to the left, followed by the yarn over from the right needle to the left, also knitwise. Then I can purl into the yarn over strand with my knit coloured yarn and knit into the stitch with my pearl coloured yarn. And that's all there is to it. If you find you want to swap things over and create the stitches for the front of the fabric with your pearl coloured yarn and the stitches for the back of the fabric with your knit coloured yarn, look at that, they're already in the right positions. The knit coloured yarn is already at the back of the work, the pearl coloured yarn is already at the front of the work. So all we need to do then is separate these strands exactly as we did before by slipping the two together and slipping the yarn over knitwise. They're all knitwise from the right needle to the left, and then the stitch knitwise from the right needle to the left. Then I can just simply purl into the stitch with my pearl coloured yarn and knit into the yarn over with my knit coloured yarn, leaving everything exactly where it is. And then we separate the stitches of the strands of the pearl stitch and its yarn over, slip it knitwise together over from the left needle to the right. Then we take the stitch first this time, knitwise again from the right needle to the left, and then the yarn over knitwise again from the right needle to the left. I can purl into that yarn over strand with my pearl coloured yarn and knit into my stitch there with the knit coloured yarn. And that is all there is to it. That is the vertical transition from double knitted brioche into reverse stocking stitch double knitting.